Other day, I was in Singapore, coming back, I was staying with somebody. The person stays in a nice flat, only $6 million. And that is poor man's flat. He is not rich, eh? That's a poor man's flat. $6 million is nothing. Because that's only 1 to 3 bedroom. If you got a 5 bedroom, you got a penthouse, you go to 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. Okay, even if £6 million, that just a small house can build a engineering college here. The person who is living a 50 or 100 million pound flat, for him, in that money, you can put up a huge university there for thousands of people to study. The person who has got 200 million in the flat, suppose somebody has invested 10, 20 million in the flat, definitely he must have 20, 30 million in the bank also. Because he can't put everything in the flat and then live on fresh air and love. Just think. But such a person cannot give anything to anybody. A poor man will give you $10 just like that. You go to the ground, you go to the vegetable patch, where the poor villager is working. You go there, he will give you, take one handful of lady's finger and go. Take 2 cucumbers and go. Take 1 banana. Free. If he is earning for 1 kilo or 10 kilos, he is getting, he gives you half a kilo or some 20th of his income, he gives away just like that. Rich man does not give even 0.00000001, but everybody goes on begging. Why? With a hope. So the rich man only triggers your hope. You can't tell him anything with a hope that you may get. Understand? Poverty of the rich man is very difficult to fulfill. That is why world is in such a fantastic mess. They have grabbed, the rich, the educated, they have grabbed, they have got everything. Nothing to share. Why? Because he's looking for what? He's looking for happiness and he doesn't get it. So he's frustrated. Prayers, he has chosen prayers. He never expects, he never thinks, why do I want this? For happiness. If they want happiness, where is happiness? Because you have put that happiness, address of happiness in money, you go for money. You got money, you don't get happiness. You got things, you don't get happiness. You get comfort, you don't get happiness. But therefore it does not mean if you renounce your comfort, you shall be happy. That is where the educated person doesn't believe in a religion which speaks the language of renunciation. If you give up everything, you will only be a renunciate. Because you started with nothing. If you go back to nothing, how you can be happy? If nothing will give you happiness, you started with nothing, no? That is why religions, most religions, most theology becomes absolutely silly. Upanishads don't do that. Upanishads are absolutely beautiful. He says, you want a kingdom? Have it. You want an empire? Have it. But happiness, don't expect from that. Then why should I have an empire? For your sustenance. For your sustenance, you can have anything you like. But for your happiness, you have to go to yourself. That is why Shreyas, who I am, is Shreyas. What I have is Preyas. So, and what is that you have? You make your list. You make your list. Education, money, things, power, position, sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. Both come to you in life. As you are growing up, you shall come across these things, what you call as the popular cravings of life. Seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling things. Please understand, don't be too philosophical and don't try to be too ideological. Idealist. Don't be too an idealist. Eh? Every child also must know about Brahman. Ah, don't give nonsense, okay? Let the child crave for the football. Let the child crave for a sight or a sound or a touch or a smell. Don't spoil the childhood of the child. Let the young man grow up. Let him feel frustrated. What you have to do is keep the person's mind open that poverty doesn't solve the problem. Prosperity doesn't solve it either. Don't lose yourself in prosperity. Lack of education doesn't solve the problem, but education doesn't solve it either. But if I give up the education, give up the prosperity, illiteracy and poverty will not solve the problem. Not only that, once you have tasted scholarship, you cannot go back to stupidity. Once you have tasted prosperity, you can go back to poverty. What is beyond you look for, not to come back. That is why when the religion tries to pull you back to the poverty, pull you back to austerity, pull you back to renunciation, you say enough. Why? I have suffered enough. No more. What is beyond? Take me beyond, not drag me down. You understand the picture? It's so beautiful.